Okay, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Being an entrepreneur is embarrassing. Now, I don't blame a lot of us for the way we think that entrepreneurship works. I believed that it worked that way too when I started out or before I started out. And it's mostly because of how this picture is painted of business and entrepreneurship, where the entrepreneur is super savvy, is so smart, really cool, knows exactly what they're doing, and they've cracked this like huge way of creating wealth. And they're so charismatic, with things like Shark Tank, showing entrepreneurs coming up there, and they're so smart and they know everything that they're talking about, and they're creating so much wealth and like all of these different things. Very honest and very blunt, that's not how things start off. So I have been an entrepreneur for the past few months, and I'll tell you that it is freaking embarrassing, at least in this phase. And that's usually what you don't see a lot of. Now, let's dive right in this video. And to make things easy for you guys, I've divided the video into two parts. One is the business side of embarrassment and how to deal with embarrassment and all of those different things related to business. Two is why embarrassment is important. Like, you need to be willing to get humiliated. You need to be willing to look stupid and all of those different things. But how do you get there? How does one person transition from being like shy, nervous, and anxious to going to becoming a person that's like not like worried about anything, is willing to make a fool out of themselves and get better and improve? Because that's really important in entrepreneurship. I think the only way that I could really give you some advice is things that work for me and things that I did that helped me stay light and stay like nimble in terms of getting embarrassed. And the first thing that really comes to my mind is when I was in school, and even like 11th and 12th probably, I would do this like stupid thing. Like when we would go to a mall, or whenever we'd go out anywhere with my friends and stuff. Mind you, I lived in China for a bit too. So whenever we would go out, I would just go up to random girls and ask them for their number. Now, I know it's a little bit like weird, but listen up. So basically, 9 out of 10 times, okay, maybe I don't think my game was that bad, but probably like 6 out of 10 times, okay, I'm being it was okay, 7 out of 10 times, if I'm being modest, I would get rejected, right? Like the girls would just be like, no, I'm not interested, or no, that's I don't give my number to strangers, or the cliche, I have a boyfriend. And the thing is, that sort of set me up and to like never be embarrassed, like in this phase at least. Because I remember everybody would be like, dude, what the heck? Like, how do you do that? Like, that's so humiliating. Like, that's so embarrassing. And to be honest, when I look back and think like, how am I willing to deal with embarrassment so much more than a lot of people that I know? And it's just like, this is one big thing that really helped. Now, unfortunately, a lot of us are so afraid of embarrassment, not because of who we are. Like, we try to blame ourselves, like being an introvert and all of that. But the reality is the system has programmed us to become that way. Like, the system has literally made us to become machines and function like machines, do what is told to be done, and do the right thing. Otherwise, you're wrong. So it's no surprise really that everybody's so like worried about being embarrassed and humiliated and all of that. I think if you're somebody that's young and you're watching this, and I know you know who I'm talking about, like you watching this video, I'm talking to you. I know you're listening. You're young. Please go out and embarrass yourself more. Like, I know I've not made it as an entrepreneur or anything, but I have made so much growth just because I'm willing to put myself in situations where other people will be like, no, that's too, like, people are going to laugh about me, people are going to joke about it and all of that. Just put yourself in more such situations like that. And these situations come up all the time. It's just you need to break that pattern, which is a loop that keeps going on, and step out of it and just get embarrassed. And another thing is, if you're young and you're trying to get embarrassed and stuff, like create scarcity, right? Like for me, I felt like throughout the past year, motivation is something that I struggled with. Like at least at some times, I would do a lot of things, but I wanted to have this insane drive of going towards things. And I had that when I used to play football. So then I created scarcity, right? I'm currently depriving myself of a lot of things that I would otherwise have or I had for the past year. And I won't go into the details about that, but I'll have a video show up here. You can go and check it out. It's about why I moved out and why I'm living alone. But creating scarcity, I don't know how you can create this in your situation as a youngin where you want to go and get embarrassed and you're nervous and you're shy to do all of it. But create scarcity in such a way that you are literally like your only choice is to be embarrassed. Now, I haven't thought too much, and since I haven't dealt with it myself, I haven't figured out how how I would have to have created scarcity then. But if you're somebody that's going through this phase, then think about it and like give it some thought. How do I make this a must for me? Now, a lot of embarrassment starts with communication, but what I've noticed, like especially with my class, this is my class in college where I'm studying right now. We're in the 4th year of college, right? It's the last year of college. For few of us, we might never be students ever again. And the number of times I've noticed my classmates, like when somebody asks a question or when they ask us for feedback or they ask us to get involved in the class, people are scared to talk. Now, I'm not going to lie. In the beginning, I thought it was because people are downright arrogant, like they think they're above everything and they just like, I don't have to talk, like trying to act all nonchalant. But of late, I've realized, speaking with my teacher and just getting to know people a little bit more, they're actually scared. Like they're scared, what if I say the wrong thing? So embarrassment goes along with communication quite strongly. And I've got a communication hack for you. The hack is very simple. Communication doesn't have to do with you talking. So if you're worried about you talking and make a fool out of yourself, then don't worry. That's not what putting yourself in an embarrassing situation has to do with. Communication is simple. It's all about asking questions. So you don't even have to say like 10 sentences and worry that you might be wrong. You just have to ask one question. It's as simple as that. And I don't know, if you're somebody that feels like I am worried about asking stupid questions, then you have bigger problems because like it goes hand in hand, like being embarrassed and asking stupid questions. I ask so many questions in my class to like whoever's teaching, not only because I just want to ask questions, but I'm genuinely curious. But like probably 6 out of 10 times or 7 out of 10 times, again, I know it's the same number as how many girls, but yeah, around that many times, they're probably stupid questions. But I'll ask them anyway because I just want it clarified. Like I wouldn't have understood something or I'm just curious about something. Could you go into detail with it? So stuff like that. So asking questions, and it's just small. Like you just ask a question and you're done. You don't have to worry about people looking at you while you're talking or you worrying that you might stumble and say something wrong. Just a simple question. Now, another thing in terms of embarrassment is you will know if you read and watch people's stories that have made it anywhere in life. All of them have had to embarrass themselves, either in public, either with their friend circle, either with their family, or with themselves even. They have had to put themselves out there and make a fool out of themselves simply because that's in line with like making progress and making a better version of yourself. So read books, biographies, watch movies. You will know that embarrassing and success goes along very closely. Now, another thing for being able to embarrass yourself more often is distance yourself from the people that you feel like are going to judge you for being embarrassed or are not in this journey of bettering themselves or getting better or like getting to their best version. Because these folks, they're going to give you shit. Like they're going to make fun of you when you embarrass yourself. Because they just don't have that higher level of thought. Like they just can't think at that spectrum where there is an absolute need in humanity to make a fool out of yourself before you can make anything out of yourself. It's as simple as that. So if you know people in your life, like I know a lot of situations where I would have wanted to do something as a kid or growing up. And I would think that, oh dude, this one friend is going to look at me and he's going to be like, what? Like, what a fool. If you have that one friend, like, trust me, the biggest blessing that you can give to your life is distancing yourself from them. Because these guys they're just not able to function at that wavelength. Okay, now that we've tackled the life point of view and how I got here, and maybe you got some input from it, let's talk about the business point of view. Like why embarrassment and business goes hand in hand. And if you want to go out and build a business and stuff, then you need to know that like being embarrassed, like why does it matter? Why do you need to get embarrassed? So the first thing is nobody knows about you. Like literally nobody knows about you. We live in this bubble. I mentioned this in my previous videos, but we live in this bubble where we think everybody knows who we are, what we do. Nobody knows. Okay? So putting yourself out there, making people know who you are, introducing yourself to people, creating content, making goofy videos, doing all of this might be embarrassing, but it's very important for business because nobody knows who you are. And sometimes you might be even called shameless because like you do come off desperate at times, which I have a point about later and I'll get to it in a second. But you will come off desperate, but it is what you have to do because nobody knows you. Like even if you're a really big businessman in your area, like your business has grown, everybody in your family knows you, like people know you and stuff. there is a huge chance that there is a huge part of the world that has no idea about who you are. So put yourself out there more and be shameless. Now, the next thing for me in business, how am I embarrassing myself, is getting that one first client. So a lot of business, a lot of entrepreneurs, like if you have read enough or watched enough, you'll know they'll say that I was just waiting for that one door to open, like that one opportunity or that one client. So I'm currently in that phase where we're just hoping for that next one client. And we're trying all sorts of different things. And we're going to have to put ourselves in embarrassing situations continuously just to be able to crack that one client. So that's in terms of me and where I'm putting myself in embarrassing situations in terms of the business again. Now, I spoke about the desperate thing, right? You might come off it desperate. What I'm telling myself constantly is I'm not desperate, I'm hungry. So there's a difference, right? Hunger is when you want something because like it's trying to like quench this thirst. You're not, I don't know how to differentiate the two, but I feel like hunger is so much better than desperate, because desperate is like you're needy and like it's almost like it's the only thing. Or I don't know. The way I see it is, again, like when you're talking to a girl, you can either be desperate or you can be smooth. And the way I see being hungry is being smooth. Like you're ready. And that's what I keep reminding myself right now in this phase, because I know it's embarrassing, but at the same time, I know that I'm hungry for it and not desperate. So that's the end of this video, guys. If you're somebody that's young, or if you know somebody in your circle that is young, please share this video to them, especially if they want to make something big out of their life or they want success. Because, like I said, embarrassment and success goes hand in hand. Like it's literally a must. So when I say young, I mean anywhere from the age of like 16 to 25. I don't know after that whether you can transform yourself or not. I'm not too sure. If you're older than that, then go ahead and try it. And if it does work out, like if you're able to put yourself in more embarrassing situations, go ahead and leave a comment down below. But if not, then if you're like in this age bracket, please like start embarrassing yourself more. And trust me, like in going into it, there's not a lot of sense to it. Like you don't know why you're doing it. But eventually, I don't know. I know I'm going to be very far ahead. So I can't speak for everybody, but I'll be very grateful of it. So yeah, there is only growth in embarrassment, guys. I hope you guys gained some value from this video. We've got some new lighting and stuff. So hopefully the content is looking like super cool. And for those of you that are new to my channel, just know that this took 1 year of content, like 50 something videos later. And finally, I've been able to invest in like some more lighting. Hopefully my videos look a little bit more cool and a little bit more dynamic. But yeah, I'm really excited for all the content that's coming up ahead. If you guys did like the video, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. We're making some progress and keep going. But yeah, that's the end, guys. And until next time, bye.